Well, we don't have anyone watching. First time I've live streamed, and I'm not really sure why. I've been watching some live streams lately, and like Q&As always seem so much fun. And so I figured I'd do one. I don't know. There's no one online. Hey, what's up, guys? I see 2 people watching now. Hey, what's up, Pro Retro Hunter? Doing a little Q&A. Haven't been on the channel in a while. Figured I'd say what's up. What's up, Karen Lee? How's it going? Guys, got any questions? Hit me. Just let me know. I mean, I can let you guys know what's going on with me, what's going on with the channel, what I'm into, what's been going on lately, just whatever. Since let's see, since last oops, I lost you guys, but I guess I'm back now. But I used to thrift all the time, right? The thrift scene in Cleveland is really awesome. I had this specific route where I would be going to like 5 and 6 stores at a time. And then I moved to Las Vegas, and they have this different thrift store there called Deseret Industries, which I found some cool stuff at, but it was really hit or miss and really picked over. And I'm back in Houston now, where I'm from. And the thrift scene here, the city is so big that, like, you know, I would have to drive for several hours to go thrifting at the frequency that I used to go. But and from the thrift stores I've been to, they're not really as good. So we don't have the Savers chain here in Houston. So it's kind of tough to go thrifting all the time. But I have been picking up stuff, but the thrifting has definitely diminished, which is why you haven't seen as many videos, because I haven't had as many things to show, you know, pretty much is what it boils down to, right? Let me see what else is going on in the chat. Let's see. Retro Dealer. Hey, what's up? I'm new to your channel, so what's your favorite game console and games? My favorite game console by far is Sega Genesis. If you have seen some of my pickup videos, you would know that I'm pretty into Genesis. I actually don't have my Genesis set up right now, but I've still been actively collecting Genesis. I actually recently got a copy of Castlevania Bloodlines. Let's see, what else did I get? Let me go and look at my stuff. Let's see. This is some of my loose games. I got Tournament Fighters for Genesis recently. You can see my Claudine right here, one of my awesome pickups. I don't actually see my copy of... Oh, here it is. Castlevania Bloodlines right there. And the Uzo I got recently. It's a fun game. So, what else is going on? Yeah, I know, dude. I'm sorry. My connection's kind of bad. I could put it on like my data, but it would be expensive, so I'm not going to. But yeah, dude. Pro Retro Hunter, if you're still watching, yeah, dude, I remember you. Am I unfrozen? Somebody let me know. Yeah, dude, Pro Retro Hunter, send me a message or whatever. I'll make a video on it if you want to be on YouTube or whatever. We can do a little collab. I ain't got nothing else going on. And Karen, as for right now, I am not working in the toy industry, so I had this internship at Little Tykes, which was totally awesome, and I'm trying to get like my first big boy job. In the meantime, I'm here in Houston. I've had several like interviews, and I've talked to a bunch of companies and stuff like that. But so far nothing's worked out. But New York Toy Fair was like last week, and so companies are supposedly like retooling, getting ready to hire again. So hopefully next couple weeks I'll be finding out more about potential opportunities and stuff like that. So as for right now, no, but that's what I'm trying to do for like a job for my living. So hopefully that comes back soon. Let's see. Yeah, I switched my stream to my cell phone data, so hopefully it's a little better now. Um, hey, what's up, Cubs Nation? So yeah, you guys got any specific questions? I mean, I see somebody asked about places to go hunting in Houston. I don't know if you're still watching, but it's tough. You know, it's tough to say. It depends on what you're looking for. I kind of got into it, but I think the stream froze. Um, but it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for clothes, there's lots of cool places to go thrifting. But if you're wanting toys and games, like kind of what I'm into, what you guys are into, it's tough. I got a lot of gems at Savers up in the Cleveland, Ohio area, but they don't have that chain here, so it's kind of tough, you know. Um, Game Bros and Retro Game Pro. I assume those are both like retail stores. I've heard of Game Bros. I've never heard the other one. Like retail's good, but dude, I'm trying to find like, you know, Hyperstone Heist for like $3 at a thrift store or a flea market. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that much money to like buy stuff, a lot of stuff retail. So, you know, I'm constantly buying stuff off Facebook, guys. If you guys aren't like buying stuff on Facebook, um, you should get on it. There's the Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of like, you know, it's kind of like Craigslist or something like that, like WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, like OfferUp. It's kind of like that, but honestly, I used to find stuff all the time there, but the secret's kind of out now, and so I buy a ton of stuff in Facebook groups, guys. So some of the best groups that I like are, one of them is called Mike's Dead Formats, which is an awesome group that sells tons of toys and games. There's just some other random like game groups that nothing that I can super recommend, and then just like random toy groups. But like Mike's Dead Formats is one of the best ones, I think. Um, I also buy stuff off of, I think it's called like Retro Toy Collecting or something like that. Facebook groups is where it's at. You have to pay for shipping, and but you're buying directly from somebody, and I like I got the Genesis stuff I showed you guys a minute ago. I got Castlevania Bloodlines, The Ooze, Batman and Robin, and Shinobi 3, which is complete in box for like $40, including shipping, which was an awesome deal. And I got that off Facebook, like off a group. And so what I do a lot of times, my method, like if you're looking for Genesis games or like whatever, PlayStation games or any type of games, I like search through like listings on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace, on Facebook groups, on WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, why do I say that? On like OfferUp or whatever. And you like look at somebody selling like a bundle, right? They're selling like a PS3 with 20 games, and you see there's like 4 or 5 games in it that you really want. Most of the time it'll tell you like how long the listing has been up for, whether it's, you know, a couple days or a couple weeks or a month, and you can message that person and be like, look, I'm interested in buying this or that game. And, you know, maybe they say no, but maybe they say yes. And I've gotten a lot of games that way. So, bro, to live stream on your phone, if you're still watching, just click the little camera button in your YouTube app and it'll live stream. But your channel has to be like verified. So, you find good deals all the time in Facebook Marketplace, 5 miles and OfferUp. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace has slowed down for me. I used to get stuff off there all the time, but like I said, the secrets kind of got out a little bit and more people know about it. It just kind of popped up. Like, I never knew about it. I just saw like on Facebook, there was like a little like shopping cart like emblem at the top, and I didn't know what that was. And then I saw people selling stuff on there, so I went. I've also heard good things about the Wish app, but I've also heard about a lot of people scamming people on the Wish app, so I haven't actually tried that one, but never know, you know. What else is going on? Got an Atari 2600 with 100 games for $20 and 40 OG Xbox games for $5. Man, you just have to hunt hard. But see, like, I wouldn't have bought either one of those. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the OG Xbox games for $5, maybe, but like, I don't collect Atari, so I wouldn't have bought the Atari with 20 games or 100 games for $20, even if I saw it, because I don't collect that. And so, like, yeah, I could probably collect it. I could probably buy it and resell it and make money. but to me, it's not really worth it. I'll just leave it and let hopefully some other collector will grab it and enjoy it for their collection. I'm not a big reseller. Like I've sold stuff, don't get me wrong, but I mostly just buy for my collection. I used to be a lot less like picky about what I would buy. Like a lot of the stuff you guys would see in my thrift hauls, just stuff I would buy because it would be cool to make a video out of. And since I've recently kind of gotten away from that a little bit because um, I don't know. I just ended up with like bins full of junk, and it's just like it isn't worth it for me unless I find some cool stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll still get it, but um, I'm trying to be a little bit more picky about what I get so that I can actually work on collecting and my collections instead of just buying stuff. Have I heard of Buns? It's an app where you trade stuff. I have not heard of that actually. Trading is tough, and I have traded on Facebook quite a bit. But it's always risky, right? Because if you trade, then um, you send stuff out in the mail, and you don't know necessarily. It's easy for somebody to scam you and say they're going to ship something. If you go ahead and ship yours, it's gone. You're not getting it back no matter what. So you kind of got to be selective about trading. But I don't know about this app, so maybe they like facilitate it. I don't know. Pro Retro Hunter. I did it for resale purpose. I restored it and then bought more games with it. I don't just try to make a living on it, dude. And that's totally cool, man. Like, I'm with you, bro. Like I said, I've sold plenty of stuff, but it's not that I'm against selling. It's just I'm more into being more selective about what I buy. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. If like somebody was selling like Little Samson for $5, I don't even have an NES, but I'd still buy it. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like I'm not gonna get like a 2600 with 100 games. It doesn't matter how cheap it is because I don't collect that and I don't want to collect that. You know what I mean? Like there's some systems that I want to collect that I don't right now, like Game Gear, Sega CD, and Sega 32X. I don't have any of those systems, but I would love to have them. So like if I came across a bundle for cheap, like on those systems, I would pick it up. But I just that's just kind of how I operate. It's not it's not like law or anything. It's just kind of just my little code of ethics. I've just accumulated a lot of junk, and it's just like I don't know what to do with it. It's at the point where like I might like drop it off at like Goodwill. I've done that in the past actually. I've like grocery bags full of toys that like I use for videos or whatever, and I just took it to Goodwill because none of the toys in it were worth very much, and they weren't really worth trying to sell them for $2 or $3 a piece, and I didn't want to pay to go to a flea market and sell them or anything, so I just drop them off at Goodwill, and hopefully some kid will buy them and kid will enjoy it and play with it because I don't have anything else to play with. I mean, who knows? So what else you guys got brewing right now? Buns' local trade, so you meet up in person. Oh, okay. See, in person is different, right? The only danger with in person is you getting like robbed, but I'm a big dude, so chances of me getting robbed are pretty slim. But like, I wouldn't want to send like my sister or my girlfriend out to trade with somebody on their own. So you guys found anything cool lately? You guys bought anything cool? I don't know. Let me know. My first time live streaming, so you want to open up a store, huh? You got to be careful with that, man. I know a dude who has a store, and I don't want to talk bad about him because he's got me some really good deals in the past. Um, hey, what's up, retro dealer? Yeah, man. Like, opening a store. Like, I know a guy who has a store, and it's not like in a flea market. It's like a real brick and mortar. And like I said, I don't want to badmouth the guy because he's gotten me a lot of really good deals, and I've gotten good stuff from him in the past. But like, if it was just me walking in with cash, like I would never buy anything from the store because the prices are high. You know what I mean? You have to, have higher prices to support like the overhead and stuff like that. And I'm not convinced that he doesn't take any pay. You know what I mean? The money he makes from his store is the money he spends for his life. And so, you're not ever going to get rich doing it, very rarely. you know. And I think, selling online, eBay, Etsy, uh, you know, Facebook, if you want to do it that way, is more the way to go if you're trying to sell stuff, or local, flea markets or whatever. Guarantee you, dude, if you roll up to like Trader's Village with a bunch of games, you'll sell them all. You know what I mean? Let's see, you got 2 copies of 40 Winks on PS1 for $5. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. I don't collect PS1. It's a system I've thought about getting into, but I never had one when I was a kid, so I don't really know that much about it. I didn't really have video games that much when I was a kid at all, actually. I had a Genesis, was the only game system I had, and it was a hand-me-down from my cousins, and their father, my uncle, was a doctor, so they were like the rich kids in the family. You know what I mean? And so we got a hand-me-down Genesis from them with like a handful of games whenever they got their N64. So that's all I had. And then I got a Game Boy from Christmas from the same rich uncle. He got me and my sister Game Boy Colors in like 1996 or something like that. And so all I had was Game Boy and Genesis for like the longest time. I was actually just talking to somebody else about this. And it wasn't until like GameCube was new that I got another game system. All I had was Game Boy and Genesis until like 2006, 2005. I don't even know. And then I got an OG Xbox, and then Xbox 360, Xbox One, and I'm kind of an Xbox guy now. I had a Wii too, but it was kind of, did anyone really play their Wii a lot? You know what I mean? I don't know. Probably not. Let's see, Retro Dealer. I have a little business in my basement, nice establishment. My prices are very reasonable. Yeah, dude. Good for you, man. I've thought about selling like collection stuff, but just keep it for now. So Wink is an underrated platformer. Dang, bro, you went from 2600 to N64. You were like, wow, graphics can be 3D. I assume. So another thing I should mention that I've gotten into recently that I've spent like probably too much money on is X-Wing, the miniatures game. It's like the nerdiest thing ever, dude. But it's so much fun. Like, I've got some of my little ships over here. Like, see my little U-Wing from Rogue One. Pretty sweet. It's like a tabletop miniatures game where you have to like fly your little ships on the table. And it's really nerdy, but it's so much fun. It was another Facebook deal, right? Like, a long time ago, Target had the starter packs for that game on clearance for like $10. So I grabbed a couple of them, and that's all I had to play, because I'm into board games. So it was just like a fun game to play every now and then. And then I was like, man, it'd be cool to have like the Millennium Falcon, you know what I mean? So I like went on Facebook, and I found a guy who was selling his whole X-Wing collection, and I actually picked it up for like $100 or something like that. And it was like, $400 or $500 worth of stuff. And so ever since then, I've been really into it and picking up stuff here and there. It's pretty sweet. I have 12 consoles now that I play. There's a few in the closet. It's cool, man. I just play my Xbox, to be honest with you. I play Genesis sometimes. I don't actually have it set up right now, but I should set it up. I don't know why I don't. And I have my Wii set up because I got Mario Kart the other day, and I wanted to try it out, but I can't get past the like standard definition graphics on the Wii. It looks so bad on my TV. But I just play Xbox, to be honest with you. I've been playing Battlefront 2 a lot. Big Star Wars guy. Also Fortnite Battle Royale. Who isn't playing that these days? I was also really into Rocket League for a while. You know what I mean? But that's like, I play new games. You know what I mean? I collect old games, but I play new games. Play Xbox One OG. Oh, dude, I want to get a Switch so bad, but I can't justify the price. I almost bought one from some shady person on Facebook for like, they were selling it for like 220 or something like that, but I didn't end up doing it. It seemed too fishy. But Switch is my next thing to buy for sure. Let's see. I also collect vinyl toys, 8-tracks, old stereos. Very fun hunting in thrift stores. Yeah, dude, that's why I said, man, it's like about what you collect, right? Because that's the kind of stuff you can find in thrift stores pretty easy. But I don't really know anything about that, so. So vinyl toys. What are you talking about with vinyl toys? You talking about like Funko mystery minis or like designer toys or like garage kits or what? What are you talking about? Karen, yeah, I go yard selling sometimes. I've gotten some sweet scoops at yard sales, but it requires getting up early on the weekends, which usually doesn't end up happening. Oh, vinyl records and 80s toys. I got you. Yeah, waking up early, that's something I do whenever I don't have to. But I do it, but not all the time. I haven't gone, but want to try. But I hear you waking up. Yeah. So the thing about garage selling, so I know about garage selling, I just don't do it super often because I hate waking up. So you have to get up early. I'm talking like 6 o'clock, and you have to find a neighborhood that either has a sign or something like that, and then you just drive the neighborhood slowly. So if you find a good neighborhood, sometimes in any given weekend, you can find like 6 or 7 garage sales in the same neighborhood. And I was actually garage selling quite a bit while I was working at Little Tykes because I didn't have anything else to do. And the neighborhood I was staying in was really good for garage sales. And so like I remember I went out one day and I literally hit like 12 garage sales just in the neighborhood I lived in. And I ended up getting like a handful of Genesis games, but it wasn't really that fruitful. So like I was, garage selling for like 5 hours. And the thing to do when you garage sale, you look at what people put out, and then you have to go and ask for what you want. So like if you're collecting video games and they don't have any video games out, you ask them, hey, do you have any video games that you're trying to sell or whatever? 9 times out of 10, they're just going to tell you no, sorry, I'm just a adult woman who doesn't have any video games, and all I want to sell is my old curtains and stuff. But sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I got a box full of stuff. You know what I mean? They advertise yard sales on our Buckley browser and online. That's how I find yard sales. See, and I don't go to yard sales that are advertised because if you know about it, everybody else knows about it. And so there's going to be super competition. So if you don't want to wake up at 6 o'clock and be the first person there, all the good stuff is going to be gone by the time you get there. So I like just kind of driving around and trying to find garage sales. You know what I mean? Advertised garage sales. Every time I've gone to one, it's been just scraps. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just not hardcore enough. That's probably, what it is. But I enjoy sleeping more than I enjoy being tired and looking at people's junk. Yeah, almost every time it's a mom selling their son's game collection. It happens. It doesn't happen as much as you would think anymore. But it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. Just look. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Game Chasers on YouTube. I love those guys. And if you like, they've been making YouTube videos for quite a while. And if you look at their videos from 4 or 5 years ago, they were just raking in the sick, awesome games and stuff like that. And now it's like they can barely find anything, including garage selling, flea markets, thrift stores. You just don't find it. So, it's a time thing for me. You know what I mean? I'd rather be at home playing games than out looking for games. So if I have to spend all morning, like I've been burned so many times where it's like, for like 4 weeks in a row, I go garage selling and don't find anything. And it's just like all, just driving around wasting gas and not getting anything for it. At that point, it's like not worth it for me. Which is probably why I haven't found a lot of stuff, because I'm not that diligent about it. But whenever I was in Cleveland, hardcore making content for this channel, I was going to the thrift store 3 or 4 times a week. And I was finding stuff left and right, which is why I kept going. It's like a addiction, it feeds your addiction. But I haven't been able to find like, solid, reliable thrift stores since then, which is why I haven't had as much content. I actually have a bunch of the Star Wars character cars that I have saved back for a video, but I'm still missing one. You know what I mean? Tomball has a lot of old people that don't know what they're selling. Yeah, but dude, that's your territory. You really want me to go over there and compete with you? Because I'm going to win. I haven't found a lot of stuff because I live in a small community where people don't collect too much. You guys, you know what I've thought about doing is like making a flyer and just putting it in people's mailboxes, like driving through like old looking neighborhoods that, you know, look like they have a bunch of old people, and advertising. I'm looking for, you know, old Star Wars toys, old He-Man toys, Nintendo, Sega, whatever, and just like putting my phone number on it and just sticking it in people's mailboxes. But I don't know. I haven't done that yet because I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I want to give like my phone number out to just random people like that, but could be fruitful because a lot of people, like I remember I hit a garage sale one time and I asked them I was looking for toys, and there was like their neighbor was over there and she was like, "Oh yeah, we have all my son's Ninja Turtles and Legos up in the attic." And I'm like, "Dude, I'll buy them from you right now. I got cash in my pocket." And she's like, "Oh, well, they don't know. They want to get rid of them or whatever." And so a lot of people have the stuff still. They just don't know anything about it or that it's worth anything. And so I have this feeling that if you did like a mailer or like made flyers that you could probably like pull in some stuff, but I just don't know if it's worth the trouble. Hey, what's up, Roik? Show us the place you put your Hot Wheels. You don't want to see the place I put my Hot Wheels, bro. They're in a giant bin just full of just junk. I've actually thought about like trying to sell some of them, but they're not really. I mean, who buys open main lines? Probably not that many people. I don't know. Yeah, bro, you don't want to see where I have my Hot Wheels. I don't respect them like you probably think I do. They're just toys to me, man. But I will show you if you want to see some Hot Wheels. Oh, I picked up some bad boys the other day. I got... Yeah, that's right. I got the Wampa. I also got a Ahsoka right here. This car is so dope. Look at that. Look at that design, man. It's pretty sweet. You guys don't know how long it took me to find these. I also have IG-88, which is over there. I didn't pick it up, but this wave of Star Wars character cars is so hard to find. Like, so hard. And I'm still missing one. I'm missing Saw Gerrera. And I'm also missing some other stuff. But, like, I can't... Like, these are so hard to find. You know how much they're going for on eBay? These cars are going for, like, $45 a piece. That's how hard they are to find. But I found them, and I'm going to open them for a YouTube video. Even though they're worth more whenever they're not open. Because I'm an opener kind of guy. Show us your customs. Come on. Just scored a big bag of Hot Wheels Monster Jam. Superman X-Ray Amazing Score. $10 for 11. $10 for 11 cars or 11 bags of cars? Because that's different. Thing about used Hot Wheels is most of them are worth nothing, like less than a quarter a piece. So if you were at like a flea market and you had a big bin full of Hot Wheels and said 25 cents a piece, it'd take you months to sell them all. Nobody wants them. Can you tell us what you did at your internship? Well, yeah, somewhat. So I will preface everything that I did there. I had to sign a big fat non-disclosure agreement. So I can't really get into any specifics, but I went to school for industrial design, which is basically product design. It's kind of like engineering, but less like mechanical, I guess. It's a lot more artistic. So What I did while I was there included a lot of drawing. So I would draw up ideas of toys that we could possibly make. Also did a lot of 3D modeling. So they'd have an idea or a concept, and I would sit down on the computer and make it in 3D. That it could then be 3D printed or manufactured or whatever. And that's pretty much what I did. A lot of drawing, a lot of 3D modeling, a lot of model making. So I would go down in the shop and make models, prototypes and stuff out of foam or wood or whatever. And that's pretty much what I did. 11 Monster Jams. Yeah, I don't do Monster Jams, but yeah, $1 a piece for them if they're in good shape is definitely a good deal considering what they're $3.99 or $4.99 at the store, right? $5.99. Hey, what's up? Oh, you're in Indonesia, man. What time is it in Indonesia? So, Karen, they weren't looking for any more people once my internship was through. So, no. They had just hired some of their interns like less than a year ago. So they're still pretty new. And what a lot of companies do is they use interns for really cheap labor. So they get them for idea generation and cheap labor, and then they cut them loose because unless they find someone who's just super talented and they can make a spot for them, most of the time it's just kind of a mutual benefit type of thing, Looks good on the resume, but didn't ultimately end up, meaning much other than just experience. You would also love to see some customs, huh? I don't have any customs that I have like out and ready to show. I have a bunch of stuff to make customs, but I haven't actually done that yet. I've got a big bag full of cars, so whenever I go thrifting, anytime I find a car that has rear riders on it, I buy it, and then I have a big bag full of them so that I have parts to use whenever I start customizing hardcore. What do I play on Xbox One? Right now, a lot of Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's okay. It's not great, but it was on sale and I wanted to try it, so whatever. I also play Battle Royale, Fortnite. A lot of fun. Rocket League. I'm really into Rocket League. Let's see. I'm looking at my shelf right now. Fallout 4. I have I don't know, like 200 something hours in Fallout 4. One of my favorite games. Yeah, dude, you're getting ready to do a bunch of customs? Sweet, man. You're going to paint them up or are you just going to do wheel swaps? Tam, dude, I'm sitting here talking to you. What are you doing? So I gotta be honest with you guys. My channel got demonetized, so it's gonna be harder for me to make more content because they changed the rules for YouTube. So now, in order to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, which we're pretty close. 940 when I looked earlier today. But the killer one is that you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time per month, which is an insane amount. And I don't think my channel's ever really going to have that many viewers. So they notified us of this a long time ago. And they, all right, see you later, fireman. So they notified us of the changes a couple months ago, which is why you've seen less and less videos because, I never made money off of YouTube. I've always operated at a loss. I got my first $111 check from YouTube like a month ago. So it's tough, you know. I was happy to do like YouTube. You know, now my YouTube has picked up a little bit where I'm making $15 or $20 a month, or I was, which is like plenty of incentive for me to keep going. But because they've demonetized me and taken all of my funding away, and I can't promote outside sources, I can't promote like a Patreon if I wanted to start one. I can't promote social media on YouTube anymore because of the rules they set up. It's like it's tough. So yeah, dude, Pro Retro Honor. I actually don't have Call of Duty World War II. I have Halo 5, but I don't really play it that much. Um, Down to 2 people watching. Shout out 2 people. I know Pro Retro Hunter is one of them. I don't know who the other one is. Maybe Karen. You still there, Karen? If not, I understand. 38 minutes. Pretty sweet. So what's like the most expensive thing that you've ever found? Hey, what's up, Karen? You're my girl. One of the best, most rare things I've ever found, other than like games, which game values fluctuate. I'm trying to think. I've definitely have some Hot Wheels that are worth money, but again, that's kind of relative. I don't know if I've ever found anything that's super rare per se. I have some stuff that's really uncommon, like Claudine that I showed you earlier. Let me go grab her. She's really uncommon, especially in this type of shape that she's in. My beautiful Claudine. Isn't she gorgeous? She's flocked with pink, so she's like really fuzzy. And she still has the little bow in her hair and her little bejeweled eyes and her saddle. I got this at a flea market in Las Vegas for like $10, and it's easily worth like 40 or 50. She's so cool. She's one of the few toys I have out on display at all times because look at that face. Gotta love that face. I'm a big She-Ra guy, but Claudine, this is actually a remold of the Battle Cat and Panther from Masters of the Universe, but they changed the head. So if you look underneath her fur, she's got a big fat seam line underneath her little mane. But Claudine, she's so pretty. It's one of my favorite toys that I own by far. Another one of the cool things that I found is the Megazord, the the White Tiger Zord, which was actually showed up in either my first or second thrift haul video. That toy is sweet, and I found it all at the thrift store. So that's cool. It's in a box right now, so I'm not gonna just pull it out. But stadium events, but it was the Europe version. Womp womp. It's not even worth that much money, is it? Like $20 maybe. I haven't watched The Toys That Made Us yet. I have no real reason. I'm just not a big TV guy. I don't watch a lot of TV. But I definitely want to watch it. I might wait until because didn't they only release like half the season? So I want to wait until they release the other 4 episodes. I actually followed The Toys That Made Us on Facebook before it came out, like 6 months before they came out. They posted on Facebook. And so I saw a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and I know some of the collectors through Facebook that they actually interviewed for the He-Man episode, which is kind of cool. I don't know them personally, but I see their posts on Facebook, so that's kind of neat, I guess. But I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list. I've actually been watching Star Wars Rebels lately. Series finale, like the whole show is ending, is this week, so I'm excited for that. It's good. It's not like a kiddie show. It's good. And I also watched Lethal Weapon But I don't really watch a lot of TV. I watch The Walking Dead, but other than that, I don't really watch a lot of stuff. So, all right, Pro Retro Hunter and Karen. Since you two are the only ones in here at this point, I'm just gonna cut her loose. It's 1:07 a.m., which isn't really that late, but figure gonna go ahead and cut it off for the night. My first live stream. We'll see how much data this used because my Wi-Fi sucks. So we'll see. But thanks for watching, guys. I will chat with you later. Maybe this will become a more regular thing. It's easier for me to do, and if this is content that you guys would enjoy watching, I can definitely do this more. So we'll see. So see you later. Peace out.